Stay tuned for your weekly news review on STVS.
Welcome to your news review in English. I'm your presenter, Dakota Simpson. The new building of the Regional Health Service, RGD, at the Johan Adolf Pengelsstraat is finished. The location was once known as the Buitengasthuis. Director of the RGD, Malti Sarju, says that it is not yet furnished. The facelift is part of the project entitled Improvement of the Image of the Foundation of the Regional Health Service. Some light casings and some other objects are yet to be placed on the building. The opening of the building will soon take place. The RGD recently launched its website. The qualifications of boaters who sail the Surinamese waters should be included accurately on their sailing permit. Just like the law prescribes that the automobile drivers should have a valid driver's license, so too should boatsmen. Those were the reasons why Captain Remy Fazelman has given the example of how things should be done in the shipping sector. In the sail license, all the qualifications of the boater are accurately mentioned, so there can be order and calm in the Surinamese waters. In all, there are 4 categories that are recognized in Suriname. Everyone who sails a vessel in the inland waterways of Suriname is obligated to have a sail license. A sail license in one of the 4 categories is granted on the basis of knowledge and training. The Bureau for Statistics, ABS, presented the tentative results of the 8th census. According to the director of the ABS, Iwan Snow, the data can be used for different measuring purposes within the community. The data can be used for, amongst other things, monitoring, planning, research, and as a sample frame. Fact is that 100% result can never be reached at the census, says Mr. Snow. The provisional figures were presented in a publication to the Ministers of Finance and Regional Development, the National Assembly, the District Commissioners, as well as other persons who were involved in the census. The community was not so happy with the questions asked, but according to the director of the ABS, the questions were needed for the collecting of the data. The information is necessary for different researches. The official data of the 8th census will be published later. The census started on August 13, 2012 and lasted until December. The Royal Bank of Canada, RBC, held a Mortgage Information Day on Saturday, January 26. The manager of the RBC branch at the Kernkampwek says that there is a great need for information regarding mortgages. The real estate company, Sir Hoot, in collaboration with the RBC, presented the visitors with the information. Joel Terzul, a broker for Sir Hoot, says that it's not easy to find a house or a plot. If persons were not able to sign a mortgage on the information day, staff of the bank will help them to do so later. The history books that Suriname distributes are missing accurate information about the slavery period. That was underlined by Iwan Wengada on Sunday, January 26, at the Memorial of the Fallen Heroes, Kojo, Mentor and Percent. Mr. Wengada, who is the chairman of the Afro-Surinamese organization, Federasi fu Afrikan Suriname, spoke about the bad image that was given to the 3 heroes in current history books. They were branded as arsonists, while in fact they were fighting for the freedom of their people. He says that it's important that a more accurate version of the story be told so that the descendants know in what conditions slaves lived. Kojo, Mentor and Present were burnt alive on January 26, 1833. On this day in the year 2000, the organization renamed the bus terminal between the Helakenwek and the Knuffelskraat into the Kojo, Mentor and Present Square. Since then, the memorials are held there annually. The family Rade and the family Dolart received on Friday, January 25, their first monthly allowance from the Minister of Social Affairs and Housing, Alice Amafo. Both families will receive this monthly allowance for 3 years. From now on, families who have triplets will receive every month for the period of 3 years financial support from the Ministry of Social Affairs and Housing. They'll also receive medical care and family coaching from a social worker. The triplet, Ryan, Aberjane, and Alikna Rajay, was born on August 7, 2012. Deshatrel Samara and Marvisa Dollart are 2.5 months old. They saw daylight for the first time on November 3, 2012. Minister Amafo also visited the home for the elderly Ashiana, where 3 buildings were renovated. After the official opening of the building, the minister went to see the elderly in their room to show them that they were not forgotten. Statsoli is one of the driving forces behind the renovation. The Foundation Reintegration for Disadvantaged People, RICA, is working in the vicinity of the Kleine Straat at the end of the Annamo Straat and the Wolfram Straat to beautify the neighborhood. This project is mostly done by some homeless people and the mentally disabled. The initiator, Jared Somodihardro, is very content with the contribution of this group. To make things go smoothly, RICA hired 2 social workers. Thus, every group that consisted of 3 persons had its own trainer. Roadsides were being trimmed, waste were collected, and gutters cleaned. The Foundation RICA now has 20 workers from the Psychiatric Center, PCS, under its guidance. The aim is to set up a similar project on the right banks of the Suriname River. For that project, around 300 workers will be recruited. The Minister of Internal Affairs, Suwarta Mustaja, installed a commission last Monday that will be tasked with the organizing of activities regarding the celebration of the 150th anniversary of Ketikoti, or Emancipation Day. The commission will also prepare a scientific conference about slavery in the period of June 26 to 29. At this conference, there will be a discussion between local and foreign scientists. Subjects such as Afro-Surinamese issues will be addressed. From this international conference, conclusions and recommendations will be presented that will be used for long-term planning by the government. Rishinel Libretto, member of the Commission, says that the Commission is open for suggestions from other organizations that also want to organize activities for the celebration of the 150th anniversary Ketikoti on July 1st. The preparations for this day haven't been commenced just yet. And in other news, the Department of the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock Breeding and Fisheries, LVV, Region East, wants to stimulate the agribusiness in the district of Marawena. That's according to Ermont Kromopauriro, head of LVV, Region East. The policy of the ministry is directed on food safety and food security. One of the things that the department is working hard on is to give education. Mr. Kromopauriro says that the cooperation with the local people is positive. There is also a collaboration with the local organization that has made a substantial contribution. Nevertheless, the department has some shortcomings, including a shortage of staff. The department also has 1 vehicle at its disposal. There is also no food control authority in the region. For Mr. Kromopauriro, that's important because the health of the people is at stake. They're looking for possibilities to stimulate the local people to do more for the district, says the LVV region head. Suriname is 44 labor inspectors richer. Wednesday, they were inaugurated as special police officers for the entire country. The newly promoted recruits work for the labor inspection as investigators. Thus, they should watch over the compliance of labor laws. Attorney General Subhas Punwasi says that it is important to inaugurate the labor inspectors. Mr. Punwasi also has talks with several top officials of the police about a speedy legal system. With this, the labor inspectors can make an official report and call the offender to court. As it relates to our health, we see that in 2012, 61 malaria cases were registered. Data from the Medical Center of the Bureau for Public Health, BOG, show that this year, 774 vaccinations were performed. Of those infected by malaria, 49 were male and 12 female. Maureen Wayne-Garda Van Dijk, Deputy Director of the Department of Program Development of the BOG, says that all the cases that were registered were sent to the clinic for treatment. The figures for the malaria cases were depicted from the data from the hospitals and the MyLab centers. In all the hospitals, the BOJ Medical Center had registered 38 positive cases. Thank you for watching. For further information, you may visit our website at www.stvs.sr. I'm your presenter, Dakota Simpson.